Hey everybody, welcome back for another weekly memory keeping video. This time it's for the week of September 15th through the 21st, and this was my older cat Evee's 8th birthday, approximately. She's a shelter cat. She was taken in at 3 years old, pregnant and sick and all of that nonsense. So they looked at her teeth and were like, she's probably 3. So we just guess her birthday. Her birthday is actually like the anniversary of when the shelter took her in, and then they just subtracted her age off of that date. So, I don't think she wants to remember that date, but she's got to have a birthday sometime. So, to celebrate that, I am using a Plannerface kit. This is called Let's Potty. So, Let's Party with a W for paw. And I love it. She's got a cat version and she's got a dog version. So, we represent the two main categories of pets. Although, if she wanted to come out with a like bearded dragon version, that could be fun too. I know people have pets other than cats and dogs. And then I just had a little bit of foil from the Prairie Planner in gold foil, and then excuse me, a little bit of like pink hollow foil from Planner Pixie Co. I think that was a freebie that I got with an order. I'm going to apologize in advance. I've had this annoying little cough the last couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure it's because of allergies, but I'm trying to figure out, when do I need to go see a doctor? Like if it just like doesn't go away, trying to figure that out. But for now, we're just going to muscle through it and hope for the best. It usually gets worse like towards the end of the day. So this was an absolutely adorable kit. This is the second Plannerface kit that I've used in my entire planning career. The last one that I used back in July for the Death Cab for Cutie concert, I believe was an old format. So I think this format is her current format. So there's like enough glitter headers to put 3 on each box. Although I've watched plenty, I think she stopped filming Plan With Me videos, I just realized, or at least hasn't filmed one in a while, because I used to watch hers. And she kind of has more of a style of just using like one header across the top. And you can do that without glitter headers with this kit, because there's like a second row of just like 8 headers that are patterns from the kit. So that's cool too. But I just used all of the glitter headers, and I tried to color block the full boxes as much as possible. So the orange guy, the orange kitty cat went on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. And I think that was really the only full box that I was able to like fully color block. My voice is especially a problem because I teach, and I teach all my classes on like 2 days of the week. So by the time I get to my night classes, I like can barely talk. This sounds really bad. I'm so sorry. I love the balloons on the Thursday box. Those are so cute. The little cat on Sunday with the party hat and the bow tie. My cats don't even wear collars at this point. Like we've given up. Like they'll wear them, but they don't like them, especially Clover, because like we barely ever put a collar on her because she got sick very young. So we were just like, you get to not have to be owned, basically. They're both microchipped, so if anything happened to them, if they got out, like they would be able to be identified. But yeah, they're indoor only cats, so they don't even wear collars at this point. The only time I put them on is if like we're moving or something, which we did like 2 years ago. So that if they do get loose, people know that they're owned. Although I'm pretty sure both of them would look so freaked out outside that someone would probably assume that they are pet cats. But all of that to say, we cannot put party hats on our cats. We cannot put cute bow ties on our cats. We do not dress them up. They will not participate. And they're very free. They're hippie cats, I guess. Anyway, not a lot happened this week. It was really hot and humid this week, which I'm going to mark in the sidebar. It was very what my husband and I like to call soupy weather, where it just kind of feels like you're living in a bowl of soup. It was very like East Coast weather, which one of the perks of living in California, especially where we live, like yes, it gets very hot, but we all love to say how it's a dry heat. So when it is like muggy or soupy, not a good time. But then the weather did kind of start to cool off after this point. So it's been a very odd year weather-wise. I feel like, I mean, let's be honest, it's probably a symptom of climate change. I feel like the Northeast has been complaining a lot about like overly hot temperatures, and then it's been like unusually cool here, but still kind of dry. Anyway, that's all we're going to talk about the weather today, I promise. Then I put in lots and lots of deco, and Plannerface kits come with lots of like very small deco. So some of the pieces are like so small that I'm like, how am I ever gonna place that? But I do kind of like the teeny tiny deco. I like kind of puzzling it all together. And I still had some left over to use with the leftovers of this kit, and I do think I'll probably use the leftovers of this for Clover's birthday in April, which she'll be 3 at that point. No, my baby. Oh, she's gone. She's been like lurking behind me all day, trying to get me to do stuff. I've played with her, I've fed her, all that stuff, but now she's gone. She's just been staring at me sitting at my desk for hours. It's like, sorry, babe, I have to work. In the sidebar, I put in a habit tracker for flossing. I put in a half box to mark that it was hot and humid, and then I put in my weekly dinners tracker. And then I used the adorable little cat box. I love these cookies that are in this kit, and I also love these 2 cats in the bottom left corner that are cuddling with each other. My cats still don't cuddle with each other, and they've known each other for over 2 years at this point. They tolerate each other, but they do really piss each other off sometimes. And they don't cuddle. But Clover's not particularly cuddly either, no matter what lately. So, although she's thinking about it now that the weather's cooling down. But yeah, I don't think my cats are, I don't know, maybe when Clover gets older, she'll calm down. But for now, they're just kind of, they coexist, but they're not besties. Except there's been a few times when like we get the vacuum cleaner out, because they both agree that the vacuum cleaner is going to kill them. They've kind of crammed each other into the same corner and like snuggled up to each other that way, but that is out of pure fear. So the quotes I have on here, reading from left to right. On Tuesday, it says less people, more cats. That's one of my work from home days this semester, so that makes sense. And then on Thursday, it says all you need is love and a cat. So both of those are from the Prairie Planner in the gold foil. And then on Saturday, I put the sorry, I can't go, I'm an indoor cat. And we didn't fully stay home this day. We did go to an event in the park with my sister and one of my friends. But I did want to kind of commit some time to staying home this weekend because Evie is a stay-at-home cat. And then on Sunday, I put the big homebody over the cat. That doesn't look like Evie. She's a calico tabby, but she is fluffy like that. So I just wanted to kind of label that box as if it was her. She is a homebody. Both of my cats have no desire to go outside. I know some people have opinions about like cats going outside and they're like, oh, they need to. And I'm like, in the United States, I don't think so. I understand Europeans' perspective on that because they have a different habitat, they have different wildlife, all sorts of things. In the US, I do think the continental US anyway, and actually probably Hawaii too, because I'm pretty sure domestic cats are an invasive species on the islands of Hawaii. But in the United States, there's things that can get your cat outside, including the worst enemy of all, people. Let's just be real. I've heard people say terrible things about cats and how they're going to hurt them. That's very disturbing. But then also, like, domestic cats, we know that they kill off native bird species. Like, that's a problem. So we're part of the indoor cat club, and my cats really don't want to go outside anyway. Like, they will love to sit in the window with the screen or sit in front of the screen door. But other than that, the second you like open that door, they're like, oh my God, no, I'm not going out there. I think Evie was definitely some sort of stray cat before we got her. She knows the street life, and she's like, I do not want to go back. And Clover has never lived that life, but she's had a lot of, she's flown on an airplane to go to another state to get medical treatment. If you don't know about that, I don't even know how to sum that up right now. That's a whole story from 2 years ago. So if you're new, you're just going to have to go back and watch the Plan with me. But yeah, she doesn't want to go out either. So they're indoor cats. But anyway, I'm rambling on. Monday, I marked going to teach my morning and afternoon classes with a cat from Sweet Ava's paper. The pumpkin cat, the calico cat in the sidebar is also from Sweet Ava's paper. So is the script that says take a nap, and the pillow icon is from the kit, which I do appreciate that Plannerface still includes icons in kits. I find them really helpful. Then I went to teach my night classes, and I watched Last Week Tonight. So Last Week Tonight by John Oliver on the YouTube channel. They've been uploading like all the old episodes, and I was in the middle of watching like the 2016 season, but it was just getting like too bringing up memories from 2016 that I just didn't want to deal with. So I've kind of paused watching that. But anyway, those stickers at the bottom of Monday are from Sweet Ava's paper. Tuesday, I did my yoga, so that's from Cinderella paper. I had my Zoom office hour, so that icon was from the kit. And then I did some grading, so that pencil is from Beneva Creations. Then I filmed my August planner recap because I took a break from filming Memory Keeping weekly plan with me's. So that icon is from the kit. And so I was just like showing all of my weekly spreads from August in that video. If you missed that, go back and watch that. Lots of fun summer spreads there. Then I was rewatching the My Chemical Romance Chicago concert, which, if you don't know, that tour this year, they've been sometimes covering Bullet with Butterfly Wings by Smashing Pumpkins. They did that for the first time at the show that we went to in San Francisco. And then in Chicago, they surprised everyone. People kind of figured this might happen because the lead of Smashing Pumpkins is from Chicago. So they brought him out during their B stage set to sing Bullet with Butterfly Wings. So that was fun to watch, even though I wasn't there. And then I watched more last week tonight. So those are both from Sweet Eva's Paper. Everything in the first box on Wednesday is from Sweet Eva's Paper. So I went and taught my classes. I was lesson planning during my office hour. And then I'm not going to go into detail about this just for student privacy reasons, but somebody did have like a very minor medical issue during class. So I had to clean that up. It was a little stressful, but we all got through it. I got gas after work, or in between, I should say, because I needed it. So that is a very old sticker from Planning Roses. And then I took a nap. This is the only way I've been able to teach night classes lately, is I need a nap during my break time when I come home for lunch. So those are both from Sweet Eva's Paper, and so is the little presentation sticker that for my evening classes. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And then I watched more last week tonight, so that television was from the kit. I love that I put the little like crescent moon cat overlay above the cat that's sleeping on Wednesday. I thought that was very cute, if I do say so myself. Thursday, I started the day off with laundry, so the icon is going to be from the kit. I had another Zoom office hour. That's going to be from Sweet Eva's Paper. I did lesson planning and grading, so the pencil will be from Beneva Creations. I did more yoga, and then I voiced over a plan with me, so the sticker at the bottom of that first box is going to be from Sweet Eva's Paper. And then I was continuing watching the rest of the Chicago concert this day, mostly the B stage videos that people posted, I think. Then I made the mistake this day of logging into my Facebook, because Facebook sends me emails all the time. And if you click on the notifications, it just logs you in, even if you decided a long time ago you were going to log out. I really don't participate in Facebook anymore. I leave my account up in case somebody from a past life, I guess, needs to get in touch with me. But lately I took my last name off of it because I'm just tired of dealing with it. Basically this day, I hadn't logged into it since the events of September 10th, and I really don't appreciate being lectured about that whole situation. So yeah, I love how people were like, delete me if you don't agree. I'm like, you delete me, you first, It was mostly people like who I definitely have not talked to in like 15 years. So I'm just like, whatever. So that Suck It icon is from Sweet Eva's Paper, and then some other things happened this day that upset me. So I decided to watch Mike Birbiglia's stand-up specials this week to kind of put me in a better mood. I decided to watch Thank God for Jokes, which I definitely recommend. It's one that he filmed right after the Charlie Hebdo incident from about a decade ago. And I appreciate, how he talks about that. Also, this was the week that Kimmel got taken off the air for a bit, and I forgot that Jimmy Kimmel is like part of the opening to that special. So that was interesting. I'm like, oh, I completely forgot about that. But yeah, just kind of pointing out, hey, we should be allowed to comment on people being hypocrites and people not doing great things, and we're allowed to make fun of them. The end. So I didn't articulate that the best. I'm sorry, but I am trying. Friday, my husband worked from home. Lately, he's been really busy, so he's been going into the office more often, but he did work from home on Friday. Did more exercises, and then I had some grading to do. And then I decided to walk to a record store with my husband this day. So I have a little Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. for that. I'm trying to treasure my Molly cat stickers because she's currently closed. So I love that. It was just nice to browse. That's one of the things my husband likes to do during lunch breaks, is just kind of browse the record shops. And we do have quite a lot of them here in town, so that's fun. We went out for sushi for a date night. So the script is from Magical Sticker Co. And then we watched Bread Week the episode of Great British Bake Off that came out this day. So I used a bagel from Beneva Creations for that because I didn't have any bread stickers, and bagels are technically bread, right? I don't know. And then we restarted Stranger Things this day because we're prepping for the new season that's coming out in November. So I have these Stranger Things stickers. I got all 4 sheets from Carly Plans back when she first came out with these. I don't really love Carly Plans paper just because I hate that you can't move the sticker ever without like all the ink coming up. But these Stranger Things stickers are really, really cute. So on Friday night, I used the Welcome to Hawkins sign since we were restarting the whole series. And on Saturday, I used the Castle Buyers sign that says, all friends welcome. Saturday, I did a full-time job application, so I used my very last resume, Molly, from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Unfortunately, I'm out of those and can't buy any more. And then I was just browsing apartments and also homes in the area because we were trying to decide. We were pretty sure we didn't want to move this year. Our lease ends at the end of October, but I just kind of wanted to see what was out there because I was anticipating our rent going up at least a little bit, which it will be, but it's not going up a horrendous amount. So I think we're just going to stay put for the next year. But yeah, I was also just trying to get a sense of like where we're at with being able to afford a home in this area. Are we going to be able to get like a McMansion? Absolutely not. To get that in California, you really have to be like genuinely rich or willing to go into a lot of debt. So we are hoping probably in the next year or so that we'll be able to buy something. It'll be a very modest home, I can guarantee you. Because we don't work in tech or finance or healthcare. So that's just kind of the reality out here. But hopefully we'll be able to pull something together in the next year or so. But for now, we're just going to stay put in our current place. But I wanted to do some research. I was also paying some bills and moving some money around. And then in the evening, we met up with my youngest sister and one of my friends in the area to go watch ballet in the park, which was a free event that was going on. And I love ballet. It was a part of my life for like 8 years of my childhood, and I still love going to see performances. This was a very like community-based performance, which is why it was free. So a lot of people's kids, but also some adults who were taking classes as well. So that ballet sticker is from Sweet Eva's paper. And then, like I said, we watched Stranger Things, and I also watched another Birbiglia special called The Old Man in the Pool, which is probably the first one I saw from him, and I do definitely recommend it. He talks a lot about a lot of his health conditions. Basically summing it up is like, yeah, my body's a lemon, but I deal with it, you know? Sunday was Evie's birthday, so I actually used 3 different stickers to mark that. So I used a balloon from the Prairie Planner, I used a balloon from the kit, and then I used a cat icon from the planner, not the planner, Planna sorry. I cuddled Evie and tidied up the living room, so those icons are both from the kit. And then I decorated for fall, not quite Halloween, but I decorated for fall as well as for Evie's birthday because I had a happy birthday banner that I made for Clover's birthday back in April. I filmed some videos, I read one of my books, and then we cooked chicken for the cats for their dinner. I watched Josh Johnson, which is another comedian I really enjoy, and I played with Clover. So that is everything left from the kit. Like I said, I'll probably use the leftovers from this because there were some repeat boxes for Clover's birthday, unless some other art comes out that I like better for her birthday next year. But yeah, that was my week. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were doing well, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.